Hi, I want to show you what I do with my broth. If you watched my canning video on canning chicken, then you'll know that I dropped my chicken down into boiling water. Now I want to show you what I do with that broth off of the chicken once I've gotten my chicken out of it. I'm going to move the camera over here. Hopefully you'll be able to see what I'm doing here and see what I've got. We'll turn that down just a little bit. You'll see here that I've got a large lemonade jar here that has a spout on the bottom of it. In that, just to hold it, I've got this coffee filter. You can get this on Amazon. I forgot now, I think it's a Broth or something like that. That's a real fine mesh filter. And so in order to hold that in place, I just use this in the top of it and put that inside of there. And then I'm going to pour, before I do this, I'm going to show you down in this pot. Maybe you'll be able to see down there. I've let it sit, and hopefully you can see down in the bottom there's little bitty tiny bits of chicken, and you know, just a lot of the stuff that was on top of it has now settled to the bottom. So now what I'm going to do is pour this into this jar. I'm going to move that over so you can see, I think. I'm going to slowly pour it through this little sieve. It almost looks like water coming out of the pot right now, but it's actually got some fat and stuff in it. And I'll explain what I'm doing here in a minute. Okay, I'm getting to the point now where okay. So I've gotten to the point where some of the stuff in the bottom that had settled into the bottom of the pot is now coming out. Okay, so now you can see that I've got almost a half a jar of this broth, and you can see that it's kind of yellow. So what I'm going to do is leave that sitting for just a little while so that the fat rises to the top. And then once the fat has risen to the top, I'll take my jars over here and start filling them, and I hold it over the sink so that if it drips, then I can see, but you can see it'll just pour right into my jar, and I'm getting good clear broth from that without the fat. And you know, the fat, whenever you put it in the pressure canner, the fat could cause your jar not to seal. So I'll put this in the canner in a few minutes, and I'll put in the description the pressure canning time and all that. That's something I should have already looked up, but I don't remember every single one of them. I just know I can look them up. So anyway, once I've got this on the shelf, now I'll move this camera around here so I can see you again. Once I get this on the shelf, this broth is not like the bone broth, you know, where you would boil chicken bones and put a lot of like vegetable scraps and stuff like that in it. But I have found through the years that by going ahead and canning this like that, I can use it whenever I'm sick, just to have a hot chicken flavored drink. The other thing that I do with it is if I'm going to make a chicken noodle soup, or if I'm going to make some other kind of soup, even a beef soup, you know, like a vegetable soup with beef in it or something like that, I use this instead of water to add. I make a cream soup, and sometimes I will make the cream soup with broccoli or with potatoes, you know, like a cream of potato soup or cream of onion soup, just whatever. But I will use, there goes my timer for my canner, I will use this broth in place of water to add flavor and nutrients to my meals. So look in the comments or in the description for this video, and I will tell you there how long to process it because it does have to go in the pressure canner, and I'll tell you how long that I pressure it for. So I'll be back shortly, or you just keep looking and you'll see the video for the where I'm processing my chicken right now.